Express, is that better? Can you guys hear me a little bit better now that I've actually put my headset on? I certainly hope that you can. Let me just click that button and click that button. Very special show today with a very special guest, and I'll be introducing him to you guys any second now. I'm just going to get up to apologize for this, guys. I just got called. There we go, everyone. There we are. My microphone's there now.
Hi,
hey, Simon, how are you?
I'm good, Paul.
Good. So my guest today is Simon Locke, trader. He's been with us now for a couple of years, and we're going to be talking to him about his strategy that he's been developing in the program that he's going to be running on Saturday when he is going to be teaching it to others. First of all, Simon, can I ask if you can tell me a little bit about your history, about what you've been doing as a trader from the start? How long have you been trading?
Many years already. Started off in 2014. I took a 3-year break away from my work. Also because my son is actually in so-called a preliminary school or PSLE, right? So it's an important exam. So I took myself from work, and during the boring days, I start to explore what's available, and subsequently picked up binary options. So that was the trend right then, and it was very popular. Well, although many people say it's gambling, but no. Over time, if you use a certain strategy, it does gives you a good income. And so that was my bread and butter for that 3 years of so-called non-employment, right? And during which, along the way, then I realized that, hey, actually, I'm actually trading Forex, and that created a interest in knowing more about Forex. All right, so I've been trying out and trying. Things was good, probably lucky. However, consistency and fear will always come, all right, along the way. All right, and then so that got me, very, very excited to understand more about Forex. And then subsequently in so-called somewhere in 2019, I get to know about ATW, signed up, went to Suntec City, met up with you guys, and realized that, damn, I'm missing out a lot of things.
Look, honestly, it's amazing, really. You're the first person I've ever met who's told me they've made any money out of binary options. And if you've made a bit of a living out of it, then full credit to you. That is a heck of an effort made. It's something which seemed to make, to me, it seemed to make brokers very, very wealthy, and it seemed to make clients very, very poor. So well done to you, mate. But I'm just scrolling back and trying to find the photo that James sent us yesterday. There it is. Wonder if I can share it, mate. Oh, can I share that? I think I can. Let me see if I can. Will it share my Skype? There it is. There you are, mate. If you can see that, I presume you can. That's yourself with the team. There's Alexis, myself, Ash, and Gary up on stage at Suntec. It's funny because it's weird. Obviously, we see a lot of different people. Actually, I remember that now. Not clearly, but I do kind of remember you from that photo. Yeah, mate. Good times, when that was nice. Back in the days, you could actually get together and do an event together. That was kind of cool, wasn't it?
Yeah, I miss those days.
Yeah, I do miss those days. So you traded binary options for about 3 years. You came and saw us. You started trading some Forex. So you've been with Actions to Wealth for about 2 years, right?
That's right.
And which Actions to Wealth strategy did you trade?
I think that's shown on the picture earlier. Wave Rider, price actions, no? That's what I trade most. The trend is your friend. That's what you guys thought. I love it. Look, still trading it today.
Mate. Fantastic. And look, it's gone pretty well, hasn't it? The Wave Rider has also been pretty good to you, right?
Definitely.
That's one of the things that I find really interesting, and I think a lot about the other Simon, actually, Simon Williams, who just turned up and did an exceptionally good job of trading the Wave Rider. In those days, trading the Wave Rider, trading the Income Creator. I can give him any strategy, and he seems to be able to trade it and make money. And then he's gone off onto his journey. Now he's gone to crypto. He's made a fortune trading crypto as well. But it does seem to be people who people understand markets can trade strategies, and they can trade any strategy and trade it really well. And it's really interesting to hear different people do different things. So you started with us. Before we get into too much more of this, I want to see if I can do a little bit of backtrack. First of all, welcome to everybody. Thanks for being here. It's great to have so many of you in the show. As always, it's great to have you here. If you're on YouTube or you're on Facebook and you would like to ask us a question, just type it in on YouTube and Facebook, and Mai will bring it in and let us know. Now, as always, we're going to do a draw at the end of the show, and that draw today is going to be one that everyone's going to want to win. We're going to give you a chance to do Simon's course on Saturday week, and that will be a half-day course from 10 a.m. Sing to 3 p.m. Sing, where he's going to teach you this new strategy that we're going to talk about. He calls it the high Mac or the cash cow strategy. Now, I know people will like the cash cow part of it. It's a strategy that's been really good to him. We're going to ask him some more about that not far away. But if you ask us a question, you do get 2 entries into the draw for that, so make sure you do. I'm not sure I introduced myself before I get into this. My name is Paul Botterill. I'm the founder of Actions to Wealth, Online Trading Profits, and the Wish Charity Coin. Simon, back to you. So you started with Actions to Wealth about 2 years ago. You've done some binary options. You seem to enjoy it. Look, you're one of these guys, we're all different, but trading for you is an income, but more than that, you love it, right?
I enjoy it. That's right.
Yeah.
Definitely.
What about
it? Basically, well, you get to see the world on your monitor, right? Where the ups and downs of every country, the fear factors of brokers, or for example, yesterday, if you look at the charts of yesterday, the institutes have no idea what to do. You see just bouncing up, bouncing down within the hours of opening a US session. So you get to see the fear, or you get to see the real so-called feelings of the market just from the chart itself, right? Coronavirus came into play. You see stock markets crashing, but when you look in the forex charts, you see it bouncing around. So you really see how people behave, and the different sessions have got their own patterns itself. So that brings about a lot of interest, or a lot of exciting moments during each session opens, and
Mate,
I enjoy it.
How many hours have you spent in front of the charts over the last 2 or 3 years? How many hours a day do you spend looking at charts and learning about this stuff?
My daily routine?
Just in total, like the stuff that you just said, right, Simon, right? It's really insightful. And somebody who's traded 10 minutes a day often won't have quite that depth of knowledge. To get that kind of understanding from charts, understanding what's going on, first of all, you're reading stuff, in my view. You remind me of Ash. He's always off reading different things, but also you're spending a certain amount of time every day in front of charts, because that's how you get that kind of depth of knowledge about it. Hey, everybody. Hi.
Well, when I started, as I said, it started off with interest. So I do spend multiple hours a day, just to read about it, and from YouTube as well, just to understand what exactly is forex. And honestly speaking, there's 101 strategies out there, and it creates a lot of confusion as well, because you'll be tempted to try everything, and along the way, what happens is that it probably will just blow your account away. All right, because everyone has their own strategy and their own understanding. All right, the sad fact of it is that probably they don't give you the rules behind it. Yeah, so I do spend a lot of time trying to understand, a lot of time reading as well. I read a lot of books from different traders, different writers. I do read the papers even as of today, catching up with times. Yeah, so getting knowledge from internet or the news is important, but that doesn't so-called should not be influencing your trade strategies. That's what
I really like that. It's one of the things, isn't it? I did a sharing session. I very rarely get these days to talk to the public about trading, and last night I did. It's pretty late in New Zealand. It finishes about 3 o'clock in the morning, and I did one last night. And one of the things I spoke about, someone asked me a question. I spoke a little bit about that. One of the problems with all the options is that what people do is they become average at lots of things. They become okay at this strategy and kind of okay at this strategy, and the market just doesn't pay okay. The market pays really good. And as a trader, what you've got to do is you've got to find one thing and become really good at it. Maybe it's a strategy, maybe it's price action, maybe you become a really expert on seasonality or COT data or fundamentals or, whatever it is, but what you don't want to do is become someone who's really, you've tried 50 things and you average at all of them, because if you average at all of them, average will lose. Really good makes a lot of money, and average just gets smashed to pieces. One thing you've got to do as a trader, you've got to find something you're going to be really good at and commit to it. And certainly it's tough because you've also got to find something that suits your personality. So you've got to have a look at a variety of different things. Look, I'll definitely ask you. Hi, Helen. Nice to have you in. Been a little while. Hope I know you're doing some stuff with one of our partners. I hope that's going really well for you. Can I ask Simon his favorite ATW strategy and which strategy finds best with different peers or trading times? Simon, what's your favorite ATW strategy?
Wave Rider. Simple, easy to use, and it makes money.
It's an amazing thing, Simon. I think people sometimes forget that if you just trade the strategy by the rules and back it, it'll work for you. And people want it to be more complicated. They want us to add 15 more indicators to it and 30 more of this and but really there's a nice simple strategy that does go really well. I am pleased it's gone really well for you. Which strategy finds best with different peers or trading times? Look, we're going to talk about his strategy in a few minutes, Helen, and we will get some details from it. I think that's where I'm going to go next, Simon. So with this time you've spent trading in the last couple of years, Simon, one of the things that you've done is you've developed your own strategy. What can you tell us about the high Mac or cash cow strategy?
Okay. Yeah, basically, I had an opportunity to learn from all mentors, all of you guys. And so along the way, my favorite is still Wave Rider because it's trend trading. It's much simpler. Like what Helen said, it's safer, definitely. In terms of risk to reward, well, sometimes if you trail your stops, probably your rewards will be bigger, right? But the frustrating thing about Wave Rider or daily Wave Rider or any long-term strategy is actually the waiting period, right? When market goes up, market goes down, just doesn't trigger your trade. You just be sitting there, no action. All right. So that got a lot of traders like myself pretty bored. All right. So you want to find some excitement. So along the way, I had opportunity to learn from Ash, the price actions and Lloyd in terms of technical analysis. That's where all this comes into play. All right. All this so-called knowledge comes into play. When you start reading the charts, when you start looking at them and you realize that they have a pattern that comes about. And that's how HiMax evolved, all right? The combinations of a couple of methods that was learned. And the thing about it is that it gives you opportunity to trade regardless of directions, be it on a trend, a counter trend, or a pullback, from any path that's actually operating on a lower time frame. And while you're trading your Wave Rider on an account, you can actually use a HiMax on a smaller so-called time frame itself. So that's how it came about. Right?
So Simon, when you say you did all this stuff, you were on the mentorship pathway with Actions 12. What level were you on?
Platinum.
Cool. So you got exposure to a lot of trading knowledge over 12 months. And I would imagine, given the time you did it, that we've extended that because we extended that for everybody due to COVID. So if you're in there, we have basically continued to run our 12-month mentorship program is now nearly 3 years for some people because of COVID. We just extended it to make sure they keep getting new learning at a time where we thought they might face some different challenges. I'm pleased you got a lot out of it. So you developed the HiMax strategy. What can you tell us about the HiMax strategy? So it's on a shorter time frame. So when you're trading daily stuff and you're waiting for the daily stuff to happen, you come down to a shorter time frame, and that's where you execute the HiMax strategy. And it's largely just you found a pattern in the market that repeats, and you found an indicator that helps you to expose that to make money from that.
That's right.
Okay, so how complex is the strategy to trade?
So long as you have your trading account, access to Internet Explorer, you're good to go. It's simple.
How simple, Simon? How long? you're going to teach this to a bunch of people next Saturday. You're going to teach it to them for in 4 hours. Is it really that simple? So 23rd of October, you're going to teach this. We're going to take 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. And let's be honest, right? I've added an hour on the end just for safety, right? You're pretty comfortable you can teach this to people in 4 hours, right? No problem. It's that simple, right?
Yeah, that's right. Honestly speaking, I think when I first joined ATW, you guys conduct the interviews and ask before you can actually join the platinum. You actually have to go through the interview and see if you're qualified. And I do appreciate that. I do appreciate that I was so-called selected to be one of the students as a platinum. And one of my major goals that I want to achieve is actually to pass this knowledge down to my son. All right. And I think I mentioned that to Ansley, right, during that, right?
Yeah.
And I'm happy that today he has achieved that. I've managed to teach him high mac. You know, a teenager, you want to get him to sit down with you for a whole day or a couple of days, you know, and go through a strategy. It's mission impossible, right? Even you just want to get his attention. Well, they tell you, nah, there's a gap here. No, stay away. All right. So, but the thing is that high mac is easy to learn, whereby I spent only a couple of hours going through with him the strategies, the rules. And today he's trading it himself. He actually has 2 accounts. One of it, he actually uses it to fund his monthly allowance. So I no longer give him. So he's actually making his own income already. And through those so-called money allowance, he actually save out some money or put aside some money and open his own little smaller account. And today he's actually trading both accounts and is doing pretty well, right?
When you say he's doing pretty well, so he trades 2 accounts, a smaller account and a larger account, and he's funding his monthly allowance out of that, a bit of extra money. Should we have a little look? Should we see how he's gone?
Sure.
So we're going to call him your 18-year-old son because that's the legal age to be trading, right? He trades under your name, doesn't he? But this is his account we're going to share, right? And we've taught this to him. How long ago did you teach it to him?
Probably he has been trading it for a couple of months already. So, but yeah, he took it off from one of the weekends, and here you go. I'm not sure if you can see the screen.
There's the screen. Yep,
yeah.
Yep.
Obviously, the account is registered in my name. Can you see the screen?
Yep, can see the screen. So he started that on the 3rd of June.
Yep. So 3rd of June, that's where he actually funded this with $1,000. And this is the number of trades. You can see he doesn't trade much because probably during his school days he doesn't. Yeah, so once he starts to see the results of it, during the holidays he does trade a little bit more. And as of September 30th, if you can see, let me just expand. Yeah, can you see better now?
Yeah, so it says closed P&L 627.65. Let me see if I got this right. So June, July, August, September. So we traded through June, July, August. So let's call it 4 months. And he's up 62%.
That's right.
Looks okay, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And look, interesting thing. And this is it, right? This is a strategy which has big pops up and little pops down. Big pops up, and this is and Greg asked the question a few minutes ago. He said, what kind of strategy is it? Is it a high reward to risk strategy? What kind of strategy is it? And this is a strategy with, if we can just have a quick look, actually, consecutive losses is 5 and consecutive wins is only 2. So you're not going to win 50% of the time. You're just going to make money, right?
You don't have to win 50%. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Even with a win rate of so-called 30%, you make money.
Nice. Okay, so fantastic. So this is your son, and this is how he now, this is his little account presumably, and this is now how he funds his allowance, etc., by trading the strategy that you taught him.
That's right.
Look, Kaz, I think that we're going to ask, how does he know when to big bet and when to look? I'd rather, if you don't mind, Kaz, if you don't mind, I'm not going to use the word bet. How does he know when to trade big and when to trade small? I noticed the big wins are all high volume. So I mean, you're going to teach this strategy properly, aren't you? In 10 days. 9 days. It's Friday. It's 8 days from here. It's Friday morning in New Zealand, but for you guys, it'll be another day on that. So here's what we noticed about it, right? He seems to know when to put his volume up. He knows when he's likely to win. Can you pick and HiMac the high probability trades?
Sorry, again?
Can you pick out the high probability trades?
Yes, you do. In fact, basically HiMac identifies the market movements. All right. So each time your size of so-called I would say the measurements of pips varies based on the market condition. So that's how HiMac is designed to capture market movements, and at that point identify and so-called alert you how much is your risk factors and how much is your rewards. And if you tried it over a period of time, you will realize that each time when your TP is hit, the market reverse, regardless of direction. Yeah. So that's the amazing thing about HiMac.
That is interesting. Is your son trading full time or just short change over timeframes?
It's a full-time student.
He's a full-time student, yeah. So he trades when he can, right? For a few minutes here, a few minutes
whenever
there.
he can. That's right.
But you're trading on timeframes where you know when to look at the chart, right?
Yes.
You don't have to live in front of the chart for this. You can pick your moments to have a look, right?
That's right. At your own time.
Now we haven't shown your record, Simon. The reason we haven't shown your record is because on your account you trade a variety of strategies, right? You're trading some wave riders, some HiMac, all kinds of stuff. But your results on this, I've seen your results. Your results on this are similarly good, right?
Does withdrawal of check counts?
Yeah. You've taken a few of those off us, haven't you? Yeah.
Yeah. So a routine withdrawal a check probably would justify it. No. Yeah. So I've taken pictures each time I meet up with James, actually.
Yeah. It's I think you and James kind of know each other pretty well by now, to be fair. It's
yeah,
that's okay, Helen. Look, if you're interested in doing Simon's thing, there'll be some stuff coming out in the next week. We're going to do something on Saturday week where Simon's going to teach this. And good luck with your session. Say hi to Andrew for me, please. How long have you traded this strategy? How much back testing have you done?
Basically, this strategy has been trading since 2020, through the whole 2020. Back testing, I'm doing almost every day across all the pairs that I'm actually trading on. It's once you have a hang of it, it's actually pretty simple. You can actually measure the effectiveness of the strategy across the different currency pairs or indices that is available. Even gold, for those who are interested in gold trade, silver, oil. Yeah, it's super effective to commodities and indices. And
in simple language, Simon, HiMac signals the change in momentum in the market and helps you to get in, right? Really what it does, it tells you that market's changing from one direction to another direction, right?
That's right.
Great. And for those in the Actions to Wealth world, and if you're not, I'm going to try and get this a bit clear for you guys, but this is somewhere between a Falcon and a Jaguar strategy, right? It's not 1-to-1, but it's not 3-to-1. It's somewhere in the middle there for reward to risk, right? You're not looking for 5s and 10s to 1s. You're not looking at 0.5 to 1s. You're looking at somewhere between 1-to-1 and 3-to-1. Somewhere in the middle there is where you're looking for your reward to risk, right?
That's right.
Great. Does it work on different market conditions or primarily a trend strategy?
That's the wonder of HiMac. That's the whole objective of this strategy. Regardless of the market condition, it helps you to identify if there's a potential trade that you can make money with a so-called acceptable risk, be it consolidations, or be it an uptrend, or is it a counter trend, or is it just a simple pullback? All right. The strategy itself helps you to identify if the momentum of the market is sufficient for you to take a trade, rather than just based on a cross of, for example, EMA, right? So, okay, price of crossover, I'm just gonna take a trade. No, HiMac goes beyond that.
Really nice, mate. Now, if people want to learn this strategy, is there anything in particular that they need? If they're going to learn this strategy, do you provide everything during the course, or is there stuff they need to have set up or done before they get there?
Basically, no setup is required. All you need to do is to make sure that you have your own trading account and access to Internet Explorer. So we're going to go through step by steps. What are the tools that we use to set up to create the setup? Okay, and then how to actually do the measurement and stuff like that. Everything will be done within the 4 hours. Simple.
Fantastic, mate. Look, what I'd like to do is ask you guys if you've got any more questions. We are running really good on time today. In a few minutes, I'm going to ask Simon about cost for it. I'm going to ask him when he's going to teach it, and we'll have put a link in there for those that do want to join. We are going to give one away as well, so we will do a prize draw for that. But what I would like to do, if you've got any more questions, get them in the box and let me know. So I remember I emailed you about some profits a while back, and you sort of said you're in a hurry, and you said it doesn't really matter. I can make enough money. This thing makes so much money, it doesn't really matter. I just make some more money. It doesn't, I'm fine, sort of thing. And I sort of made me think, this guy can trade and is doing well. And this is something that now you've been trading for long enough that this is you for the going forward. This is what you're going to trade for the next 5 or 10 years, right? This is how you're going to make your living, right?
That's right. Basically, I have intentions to move on from here, as in to be fully retired and based on trading to actually be my bread and butter again. Now that my son is equipped, I don't have to worry about him. All right. So yeah definitely.
Yeah, it's kind of cool, isn't it? That 2 or 3 years ago, when you were starting, it was I really like this stuff where people go, that's what trading is to me, is the thing that makes things happen in your life that you don't expect to happen. And for you, teaching your son how to make some money was, you wanted to learn it for you, but you wanted to share with him right from the start. It wasn't like this came up 6 months later, you thought, I'm doing really good, I'll teach him. You always wanted to share this with your son. It's really nice to see people who've done the things that they wanted to do when they started, because so many people in the world never quite get to do the things that they'd like to do,
Agree.
Got a question from Garrett, and it's a good question too. Simon was specific about the use of Internet Explorer. Does he mean Safari or Chrome is not recommended?
No, any explorers will be workable. I personally use Chrome. You can use, what else is available? Safari, or you can use Microsoft Edge. They work throughout.
You might be able to work Microsoft Edge. That's a bit dodgy if you ask me, that technology. Chrome is the way. Rightio, so I know we've already done this a couple of times, but thanks, Helen. What can you tell me? It's next Saturday. I've got to keep looking over, the 23rd of October. We're going to teach this from 10 a.m. Singapore to 3 p.m. Singapore, maybe 2 p.m. Singapore. We've got an extra hour in there just in case. It's going to take 4 or 5 hours. At the end of it, so they're going to learn the whole strategy in an hour, right? And then the session, right? They're going to learn the high max strategy in the 4 to 5 hours, right?
That's right. All you need is 4 hours, and then you're good to go. All right. So on 23rd of October, that is 10 to 3 p.m. or 2 p.m. right? And
we'll see how it goes, 3. Right? Yeah, 3
right.
If we need to, right? And we'll organise a template for them. I might even see if I can get a little scanner done for it if I've got time before we get there. So it's on Saturday week, 10 to 2, 10 to 3, and at the end of it, they'll be able to walk away and trade the high max strategy, right?
Yes, correct. They can apply it immediately.
Fantastic. And afterwards, is there any extra coaching support or any help?
I do believe in extra coaching is required. Probably they probably have some questions after trying it out. So there will be 2 sessions, fortnight sessions. All right. So that would be, let me see, on the 11th.
The 11th of November and the
28th. That's right.
Great.
28th and 11th.
And there are 2-hour sessions where people can come in and ask you any questions about the strategy, make sure they've learned it right?
Correct.
How much for the session on the hold on a second, you mentioned you follow the news. Do you touch on fundamentals with your strategy? But guys, great, by the way, to see a lot of new names in today. I imagine they come out of some of our recent programs. Welcome along if you have. Good to have you with you. And look, I think this is so cool. I think that there's nothing better when you're on the start of a journey as seeing somebody who's been on the journey and is just doing great things. So I hope you guys are taking a lot of confidence out of this and seeing this kind of stuff done. You mentioned you follow the news. Do you touch on fundamentals with your strategy?
Not at all. Not at all.
Why do they need the internet? The internet? Is that just to read things when they're bored?
Sorry?
Why do they need an internet connection? So why do they need a Chrome or Internet Explorer if you're not looking at news? What are you looking at?
That's where we use the platforms to find a setup, right? So
cool.
Yeah, your MT4 would just be there to do your trades, where the setup is actually done on Internet Explorer. The reason why is because when I started off in ATW, I was caught a few times by Paul. You're trading from your phone,
yeah.
and that was not allowed, right? It's totally wrong. And I was telling Paul, my simple excuse was, because I got to go to work, I can't put up my MT4 on my company laptop. And for those who are full-time like myself, then, well, the excuse is you can actually access to charts from any Explorer, even your Office as well. That's where that came about. All right. So yeah.
If they want to trade it on Fusion or IFS, the indicators are actually in there, aren't they? They can trade it on their own one, but if they want to go into TradingView, for instance, use the TradingView charts, they can do it from there as well, right?
That's right.
Got it. Vincent is asking, what's the average monthly return on investments?
Monthly? Based on my son's account?
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's 67% of 4 months on your son's account, right? But
so let me do the deduction, right? So 60 divided by 4. 15%.
And you say that with a kind of shrug as if to go, he's only doing a bit of this every now and again to help out. You can beat that, can't you?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, cool. And one of the things I really like about it, right, it's more losers than winners, but it's also not a big, great question. We'll get that in a second. Some great questions coming in. It's more winners than losers, more losers than winners, which is cool. That question's taken away from our strategy. But it's not a big drawdown strategy. It's not your income's not doing this, your account's not doing this, right? Your account's just going down a little bit, pop, down a little bit, pop, right?
Yeah, you can have consecutive losses. I think that's the major weakness of the strategy. So you probably have a consecutive number of losses. So psychologically wise, you need to be prepared. All right. So that's the key thing in the strategy that you must have. You must be able to accept those losses because your returns in profits or wins will outbeat that. All right, because market conditions varies, and that's why HiMac is set up very differently. It's not every single trade. For example, every pound USD trade, you would just go with a 30 pip win. No, the HiMac strategy determines what is your risk and what is your takeaways. All right, so that's where it makes a difference. And when it comes to, like, some of you were asking why the wins are huge, but the losses seems to be pretty much smaller and controlled. Yeah, that's the market's condition, right? And that's where the strategy comes into play. There's a very controlled risk environment with a very good return in terms of your outlays, right?
I started asking you the price about 5 minutes ago. I've had a bunch of questions coming in, so we're going to keep them waiting for the price a little bit longer, mate. So the last question is it a subscription strategy? I'm going to see if I can do some maths, right? I like to do a little bit of maths. I had another question for you, but it'll come back. So if you've got $1,000 account and you make 10% a month for a year, you make $3,000, right? Mm-hmm. Now, actually, what I was going to say before that is, if you're listening at home, and I think this is really important, right, is every time you ask Simon a question, what I get is a really clear answer. And what that tells me is you're going to spend 3 or 4 hours with him next Saturday, and you're going to get really clear learning. So I think it's a really cool thing. I don't know if you guys noticed, but there's no fluff. There's no, to be honest, I'm going to struggle to get this show past 40 minutes, right? He's not going to give me lengthy, long answers that are full of rubbish. He's just going to give me the answer to the question. And I have a feeling when he teaches you guys, and it'll be the first time he's taught it, and he teaches you guys on Saturday week, it's going to be very much like this, where some things are very simple and very clear. And everybody who's watched me talk on this show for many years now will know that I like simple in trading. I think simple is the absolute, it's the thing that everybody misses. As soon as anybody has a bad week, they complicate what they do. And when you have a bad week, take something away and make it simpler. Look, we're going to talk the price in a minute. I was just saying, if you had $1,000 account, right, and you made 10% a month, you'd make $3,000. It would compound on itself. Can we teach them this for 10% of that?
Really?
Can we? What are you going to charge for it, Simon? To learn the strategy, one-off fee up front, what are you going to charge them for it?
Yeah, so we're going to charge, let's say, $297.
$297. So $297 for a strategy that a teenager learned that a couple of months ago is making 15%, or a few months ago is making 15% a month from, and that you're making the bulk of your living from. $297 to learn that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get Maya to put the link in, and if you do sign up to this, then hey Vincent, I'll get to your question in a minute. If you do sign up to this and you win the draw, we'll just refund you. So I'm not going to say, I'm not going to tell you guys that, there's a limit to, 3 people, 4 people. I'm not going to do that. What I am going to tell you is that it's Simon's first time teaching this. So he's not going to be teaching it to 100 people. We are going to keep the limit, the size down that's reasonably low. But if you join today, you are going to get in. I can't tell you whether we're going to be marketing it a few days from now, because I won't let if everyone joins from today, I'll be okay with that. But I'm not going to let this get to 100 people. So we are going to keep some level on it. If you're going to get in now and get the cash cow, And in a minute, we will get Maya to do we will do a draw, and one of you will win one spot in here. I haven't had a look at the attendee list yet. I'm not sure whether Crystal's here and whether she wants to win or not, but I have a feeling there's a lot of you that would like to win this. Vincent asked, so this will be using what time frame?
Wherever you're available. All right. So there's no specific time frame. Basically, it really depends on what are your counters available. Basically, I trade almost every single pair, less the minus, right? So all the exotic ones. I do trade one exotic pair. That's USD Mexican.
The peso. One of Julian's favorites. He loves Mexican peso. I don't know
because
what it is
when you
about Julian.
sell it, right, it gives you a positive swap. That's why I love it.
Nice. The peso and the coffee are the things that Julian seems to have he just seems to love. He brings some big stuff out on that. Look, it's $297. It's Saturday week. There's a couple of follow-up sessions, group coaching, where you can turn up and ask any questions you've got on it. This is a guy who's taught this to his teenage son. If you can teach anything to a teenager, you can teach it to anybody else, I'm pretty sure, is the general rule in life. If you are going to do it, do jump in and have a crack. And look, it's like anything else, right? Look, I think one of the things you need to do with any strategy is give it a fair go. So if you're going to do this, put aside 3 months and commit yourself to it. If you're in the middle of another strategy, you need to give it a bit more than, you just got to wait till you finish that before you do this one, right? Do one and do it well is my advice to you. And when you're really early, maybe you can look at 2 strategies, but don't look at 10. You just can't trade 10 things well. And like I said earlier, being average at 10 things in trading will just cost you money. Rightio, I'm going to ask Mai if we can do a prize draw. Mai, can we have a prize draw, please? So Mai is now, here we go. Let's get a winner. Here we go. Who's it going to be? Who's it going to be? I can't see Crystal on there, so someone out. Garrett, one of our question answers. That's what happens if you ask a question, you get a second entry, you win the prize. Now, to win the prize, you need to tell us you're still here, Garrett. If you need to let me know, I'm going to give you 10 seconds. We're going to do a redraw. There's a few people in the room that would like a redraw. There you go, Garrett. Now, Maya will take down your details and she will get them to James. James will get in touch with you either on Friday or Monday, and you can spend the following Saturday with Simon learning the high max strategy, the cash cow strategy. Look, I'm going to hold on here for a moment. If you've got any questions, let us know. Look, In the next few weeks, I'm going to be interviewing Ainsley on her trading qualification. We did that with Gordon recently. We'll be coming back and talking to Ainsley about hers. I think we will have Shukri back on talking crypto and his Crypto Moon 3 session. Lots of stuff coming up. So come and join us at 7 o'clock on any fees apply for the HiMac platform. You can have a template for this. If you want to have a market scan trade manager, there'll be a fee for that, but I'll talk to the guys straight after this and see whether they can do another one and whether we can get one ready for. We don't have a market scan trade manager ready for this. I'll see if we can get one ready for you guys. But no, the template is completely free. The template will be available for you guys on Saturday next week. If you have any more questions, do let me know. Simon, any final thoughts from you? Any reflection on your time as a trader?
Sorry, Paul?
Any reflections on your time as a trader? Are you pleased you took it up?
Yeah, I'm glad that I found you guys and appreciate your time, actually, especially when I stray from the path. Yeah, like all of you guys, I believe you guys will be tempted to go beyond your 1%, 2%, or even break the rules once in a while. Or even sometimes when you get a little bit seeing your losses, you start to probably put some revenge traits into it, right? So yeah, that was why I signed up for ATW, and I appreciate that because psychologically they have provided me the guidelines, they have provided me good sleeps at night, and I do appreciate the mentors going the extra miles to actually share the experience, right? And then that's what I needed to be where I am today. I have no regrets paying that fee, and I have no regrets spending those hours with you guys. And honestly, one thing I love most, Bali trip.
Yeah, I remember the Bali trading retreat. It was quite early for you, wasn't it? You were quite early in your program when you came to Bali with us, from what I remember.
Yeah, yeah. It was super early for me. Yeah, a couple of months down, and I get to go to Bali. And luckily I did, because after that, COVID hit.
Look, I have literally I've been on a call with the marketing company for the last couple of hours, and we work really close with them. They're good people and got good values, and we were just looking to we're going to do another IFP, and we're trying to put it on the front of the trading retreat, which just by memory I think is around 18 to 21 March next year, and we will be trying to do it live. Subject to MIQ, I'll be there. If MIQ allows, a lot of the rest of the team will be there. We'll be running another one. We think it'll be in Singapore at this stage. We think Bali is perhaps a trip too far. Before we could do Bali, I would want to personally fly there and inspect everything again and make sure that post-COVID that it was safe and we were in good areas. It's like anywhere when you go to a different country, you want to make sure that if we're going to bring 50 or 60 guests, we want to make sure the area that we're in is really good. So whether we could get all that done and the world would allow us to do it, I think it's unlikely. So I think the trading retreat next year will be live in Singapore. But we will have another one of them. It is it is a special old time. I certainly can't wait for it. Righty, I'm going to ask Mai to put the link in one more time for those that do want to join Simon's strategy. If you've got any more questions, put them in the gap. And look, Simon, I never get tired of I find the journey really amazing. Really, you sort of came back to headlines over the last 6 months in the business because you've been constantly picking up checks. But really, before that, right, you're working away and becoming a full-time trader. And we really never know exactly who's just coming to classes, who's working quite hard at it, who's having a success, we know a little bit of that kind of stuff. But people keep popping up time and time again that are making full-time money from trading. And it's a wonderful thing to see. And I think for the people who are watching this, it's just amazing for them to be able to see that this is a real journey. I'm sure everybody who signs platinum goes home and takes a deep breath and goes, did I get the right guys? Are these guys for real? And having people turn up like yourself, so many of them recently, who have done this program and turned out the other side of it as proper traders, I'm sure it's amazingly reassuring to those guys on the journey. I'm going to say to you guys again, if you're on the journey, work hard at it. Do the basic things really well and stay with it. And if you do that, take the programs out, learn the stuff that we do. You can be on the same journey as Simon, and we would love to see you there. It is superbly, I know it's fantastic for him, but we love seeing guys on this journey as well. Rightio, I'm going to give you 30 seconds to ask any more questions, then I'm going to let Simon wander away, and I'm going to go and get some sleep. She was a late night last night, and she's a 1:45 this morning in New Zealand. So I guess one of the good things about trading really is that you can have a lot of flexibility about your life, because sometimes, it does really suit. I've got no more questions. So first of all, to all of you that have joined us today and have come along and watched this, I do hope that you've got heaps out of it. As always, we really enjoy having you along, and thank you for all the questions and the participation from you guys, be it in the room on Zoom, on YouTube, on Twitter, on Facebook. Thank you for that. And Simon, thank you very much for the generosity of your sharing. And most importantly, mate, I think, look, obviously we can't turn up on a free session and give away the whole strategy, but I really appreciate the fact that for $297, you're going to let people have a decent crack at this and learn it properly. Really and truly, as the person who offers it, you get to pick the price. And to be honest, we could sell this at $3,000 or $4,000, no problems at all. It's people will pile up for it because of those results, and people who've got bigger accounts will pay more money for it. And I really appreciate the fact that you're making it available to so many people. So thank you very much for being my guest, and we look forward to seeing you on Saturday week. Thank you very much.
See you guys.
See you, everyone. Cheers, guys. Thank you very much. Remember, just stay calm and make good decisions, and if you do that, it'll all work out in the end. See you guys. Bye.